Okay, we've just taken a quiz over the readings that you had done that I entitled Pilgrim readings, different articles that talk about different aspects of Pilgrim life. We were looking last time at the difficulties they had in preparing to go. These separatists tried to leave Holland. They eventually got to England on the Speedwell. The Speedwell had so many problems that they ended up eventually scrapping it, selling it. Not scrapping it, selling it. And then it was pretty successful after that. And put everybody that they could on the Mayflower. Now, we talked a little bit about some of the things they had to do to prepare food-wise. But I'd like for you to think a little bit about what you would have wanted to bring with you if you were one of these families getting on this ship, this small ship, going all the way across the ocean to a new land, knowing that you would never return, probably never return. So what would you want to make sure that you brought with you? Remember, you've got somewhat limited amount of space. Now, I'm going to write I'm going to try to get my voice back. There we go. I'm going to write your suggestions on the board, which people watching on video won't be able to see because I can't turn the camera. So you'll have to speak loudly and clearly so they can at least hear what you're saying, okay? And play along at home. You know, make sure that you're thinking at home what you would bring too. Okay, so here we go. Just shout out what it is that you would make sure you brought along if you're making this trip on the Mayflower. What? Did I hear something? And be as specific as possible.
Pillow.
A pillow.
Yeah.
That's the first thing you thought of.
Yes.
A pillow. All right. First thing on the board is a pillow. Blankets.
My cat, CJ.
Your what?
My cat.
Your cat?
Yeah.
That might be useful on the ship to eat the rats.
Yeah.
Speak up loudly because the microphone's got to pick you up. What?
Snacks. It's a long trip.
Like what?
Yeah, like Jesus.
In 1620. Well, we got to think 1620 wise. Anyone in particular?
The Bible.
Oh, how about a Bible? Would that be a good idea? Come on. A whole lot of you ought to be able to think of stuff. A dog. You guys are thinking of the really important stuff here. Because I know if you're living in America and you don't have any supplies at all, you got to make sure you got your dog and your cat. I mean, you may die of starvation, but at least, well, no, I guess you could eat your dog and your cat.
That's what I said.
All right, what else? Come on. What do you need to bring? Shotgun. They didn't have shotguns. Musket? Pistol, I heard somebody. Okay, keep going.
Your own boat.
Look at the picture of the Mayflower. Put them on there for everybody to bring their own boat. Fishing pole. Don't talk among yourselves. Talk to me. You got an idea? Say it. We should be more specific. All right, never mind. We should put clothing. A limited amount.
Some form of ball to play with.
They did play that one game called like Stone.
So you want to bring toys?
Yes.
So far, you're starving to death, but you've got your pets and your toys. No what's a priority for you?
Nails.
Nails.
A water
Go
bottle.
ahead, just speak out. An axe. Come on, I hear you talking among yourselves. Speak out. What?
A water bottle.
A Gatorade
Flask.
Will there be any water there in America? On the trip, heating water. Would they, what would be the problem with drinking water on board ship on the way over? Well, you're not gonna go 2 months without peeing. So that's not the problem. What's the problem? Where do you store the water that you're gonna drink? What? In barrels. Any of you ever drank water out of a barrel? It's been there for even a week or 2 weeks. It doesn't taste very good. So they're not gonna drink water on the way over primarily. They're gonna drink beer. All right. So I could put beer down. What else? Come on. What else? Seed. Okay. Any particular kind of seed? Well, what would that be back in the 17th century? Be specific. Wheat. What else? You gonna bring butter? Not room for cow.
You don't think?
Chickens, could be.
They had like a cow that cooked that thing.
All right, I'm gonna quit telling you that things are not gonna be there, but we'll let you find out later. Okay, you gotta think about what to fit and what you would need. So far, we're bringing some wheat seeds.
Traps.
What?
Traps. Like to trap animals in.
Oh, traps. Is that what you said? Rope? All right. Shovel? Why?
What? Oh, this can't sound about
Is that it? So when you get in the new world, we're going to apparently live on the beach, drinking beer and eating wheat seeds. But you have your toys, and you have your pets, and you have a flag. I give you a week. Well, what grain? I asked you what kind of seed. So far, I only have the wheat. What do you mean by corn? They called all their grains corn. Potato, they knew nothing about potatoes. Potatoes came from South America. At this time, they had made their way to Spain, but the rest of Europe didn't know about potatoes.
Maize.
What?
Maize.
Why would they bring maize if that's what's there already? They don't have maize in England. They have it in America. A map? Well, that would be on board ship. Well, a map of what? Steven.
Do you do this in like every class?
Yes.
And have we been like the worst one yet?
You're pretty much. You're maybe one worse, but
Some timber.
Timber?
Yeah, to like build a house.
Because when you get to America, there are no trees there.
They don't know that.
True.
They don't know if there's trees.
All right, you just want to say it.
I'm a sniper.
All right, Stephen,
An axe.
I already have that already. We got nails, but nobody said a hammer yet. What else?
Lots of things.
Be specific.
A diamond. You need a diamond.
Oh, I want a power drill.
Oh, is this a toy or is this what else? Come on, I'm not gonna give you much more time. Oh, what good's a musket and a pistol if you don't have gunpowder?
Or bullets.
Call it a shot. You won't go into it. Flour.
Don't do that.
Salt.
What does it make them on? What is it? Do they have-
Jars. I made out of glass.
Should I be?
I think the people watching this on YouTube, where all they're picking up is a bunch of chitter chatter, they're not hearing anything because you guys aren't saying anything. And the only people that are saying anything are right here, and you're not talking loud enough to get picked up. So please, let's everyone be quiet unless you got something to contribute. And if you contribute, speak loudly so it can be heard. Sophia.
Did they have like knives and forks like so?
They didn't have forks.
Matches.
Is that it? You got everything you need, Hayden?
Meat.
What?
Meat.
Meat?
Yes.
What would you have to do?
Preserve it.
Kill it? We're calling it meat. It's probably already dead. How?
In jars with
Yes,
salt.
it could be salted meat, maybe pickled meat, different things to preserve it. Anything else?
I would not.
Biscuits.
Do they have meat?
Shoes. Steven. A coat. Well, somebody's gonna be warm in the winter. The rest of you are just gonna wear that one blanket.
Oh, yeah, I brought it.
I
don't know.
Actually,
This is like ink.
Ink.
That's true.
A what? Graphite? That would have used ink. This is called paper. Going once? A baby animal?
You're like a baby cow.
Oh, like what?
Yeah.
Piglet.
Device with two knives. Maybe they had two knives.
Okay, Sophia?
Did they have scissors?
Yeah.
Wool.
You're gonna bring wool? Okay.
Like, do they have like, they can make yarn?
A loom?
Bring a loom.
Gonna bring some cotton? Speak up. Needle and thread. Okay, I've got needle and thread.
Pots and pans.
Pots and pans.
Now we're getting a little more practical.
Yeah.
What about frogs?
You don't have much to put in those pots and pans, but what you got. Going once. Ship's ready to leave. Any last things to put on? Going twice. All aboard!
More food.
What?
Salted meat.
What was that one? Cheese.
Wait, did they have them?
Yeah, no. They had cow.
No.
How about like some chocolate so your diet's like steady
Chocolate?
with sugar, so your sugar doesn't go up.
What about sugar?
Yeah, sugar.
Okay, guys, we're ready to shove off. Anything else? Okay, ship's left the dock. Can't get anything else. All right, now, everything you're taking has to fit down here. In boxes and barrels especially. So let's see what we have. Would someone like to go to the board and check off the ones, all right, Michaela, I saw your hand. Check off the ones that we named. So, and this would help you how they would load them. Load them with barrels. Things are in barrels. All right, here's a list of what they might have brought with them. Okay, food, lemons for scurvy. Lemons are not dry. Why would you? What's scurvy? Yeah, and eventually kills you. And what prevents it? Eating lemons or limes, any kind of citrus fruit. In fact, because the British sailors discovered this and always carried limes with them, the British were called limeys. Maybe you've heard that. Comes from that. Okay, biscuits. You have that. We have biscuits. Okay, check. Oh, well, just check. Put a check mark. No, we don't want to say we don't have it. By crossing it off. Let's see, what do we have next? Dried beans, dried peas. Oh, we don't have that. Turnips. Oh, we don't have that. Firkins of butter. Okay, we have butter up there. Barrels of olive oil. We don't have that. Salted beef. Oh, okay, we have salted meat. That's good. Let's see. Then we have gammons of bacon. Well, we do have a piglet, though. That's not going to give us much bacon, though. Salt. Did we say salt?
Yeah.
All right. Pickled eggs. Pickled, we would call them cucumbers. They call them cowcumbers. Hogshead is the barrel. Here are the different grains: rye, oats, wheat, and barley. All you came up with was wheat. Other grains you could have brought. Then there's casks, barrels of beer, wine, and water. They did need water for things, not necessary to drink. You need water for cooking and for a lot of other things. And then seeds for planting the first season of crops. Doesn't specify what kind of seeds, but presumably the same kind of seeds as you have up here, where you got rye, oats, wheat, and barley. That would be the kind of seeds you would have. All right, so as food goes, how do we do? Out of about 20 different items, we've got 4. Yes. All right, animals. They brought hens, roosters, and 2 dogs. No cats. We got a dog and we have chickens, so that you covered that pretty well. Tools, axes and saws, we got that. Hoes. None of you put anything down that you're going to use to garden. How are you going to plant your seeds? You need a hoe, you need a rake, a plow head, spades. You got a shovel, I guess that's close enough. For tilling the fields. Tools for forging nails. They didn't bring nails. They brought the tools necessary in order to make nails. So we'll still keep nails. So we'll say we're close enough on that. And for repairing shoes. Hooks, lines, and nets for fishing, not fishing poles. Because how many fish do you get at one time with a fishing pole? One. How many do you get with a net? A lot. So you're looking for getting a lot of fish, not. They didn't look at fishing as a leisurely activity, just go out and sit by the dock and fish for a while. They're looking for food. They need something to eat. All right, so we had, do we have anything for fishing besides the fishing pole? All right, well, it's kind of, what? A bucket to put them in, yeah. That bucket may be to pee in, too. All right, weapons. We've got helmets, breast and back plates, swords, cutlasses, pikes, halberds, and muskets. We have muskets up there. That's the only thing out of all that. No spears. Well, a pike would it's kind of like a spear, I guess. So several different kinds of swords and armor. They brought armor with them to protect them. All right, books. They brought religious books, including the Bible. They brought psalters for psalm singing. What's that? What's a psalter? It's like their hymnal, only it's all psalms from the book of Psalms. They brought almanacs. You know what an almanac is? Some writings of Aristotle. Medical books were brought by the surgeon. And it says the books were among the most prized possessions. Household furnishings. They brought chests. You know, wooden chests with drawers in them, and that's where they put a lot of their blankets and linens and clothes. They brought tables, chairs, bedsteads, bedding. None of you have a place to sleep. You can bring anything to sleep on. And a cradle. Cooking utensils and dishes. None of you had any dishes. Trenchers, they call them, or plates. Mortars and pestles. Do you know what those are? Everybody does? Okay. Needles and thread. Hey, we got that one. Spinning wheels and looms. We got the loom. That's good. We need a spinning wheel too. Candlesticks and rush lamps. Rush lamps, I think, would be like oil lamps. Would be the closest thing. Candlesticks. Buckets. We got a bucket. And we brought some butter, but no way to make any more butter. We need a butter churn. All right. So, considering, and because you already know how many of these people died, and they had a lot better supplies than you brought. I wonder how long it would have lasted. Okay. Well, it's hard to maybe figure out what you would take, but they had to be very thoughtful and very careful because, like I said, they couldn't come back and get more. Now there may be supplies coming periodically, but they certainly couldn't run down to Walmart and pick up something. There's nothing there. Yeah.
Why did they take the butter churn if there's no animals that they took that big milk?
That's a good question. Maybe they thought, well, someday we'll get a cow. Or milk the local beavers. I don't know. That would work. That's a good question. Planning for the future. They brought a cradle. There weren't any babies on board. They brought a cradle. But somebody gave birth on the way. But so probably was for them. All right. Let's see if I have anything else here. Oh. All right.
We will continue to look at what they brought my way voting on Monday.
Yeah.